How's it going, everyone? Darden Dilworth here, Foxhole Fragrance. We are back. With me again, Junaid, Hamid, and who's your friend over here?
Got Rocky the bird.
Today we're going to give you a few recommendations on fragrances. I picked my top two that I'll be wearing this winter time frame, and Junaid has two. My first up here, it's a fan favorite. It's also one of my favorites. Is Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. So this one I actually did a video on earlier, and what actors wear. And so I brought out Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille because old 007 himself, Daniel Craig, wears this one. And it was rumored that Tom Ford not only gave Daniel Craig all the suits that he wore on the set for 007, but he also gave him a bottle of Tobacco Vanille. So this one here is a lot of clove, a lot of spice, and of course vanilla. There is some wood fragrance in there too, but what mostly hits you, it's people say is a warm spiciness, and it reminds them of Christmas winter drinks where you got the cinnamon in there, maybe in the clove, so it's a little almost like the pumpkin spice,
You get the vibes for sure.
Yeah. So, and I think this one here is one of the ones that I've gotten the most compliments on, especially from ladies. And a lot of my friends who are in their 30s are a little more for the older type fragrances because young people love it too. But I would say it's in the class of distinguished gentlemen would wear this one too. Now, it's been told it's a unisex fragrance, but a lot of reviews really lean towards masculine. I kind of agree with that. I think both can wear it, but you're going to see a majority of men wear this. Maybe it's because 007 himself was wearing that. So Tobacco Vanille, Tobacco Vanilla, as you say, Tom Ford. You can find these retail, around $250, a little higher. But if you go on the forums, Facebook Marketplace, and look online, maybe even on some of the Reddits, you'll find some sites where people are selling this for far less, especially for the 50 ml. So I highly recommend this one. Now, I love the sweet, warm, spicy, woody fragrance, so we're going to go into my second recommendation.
Right.
Now, this bottle is actually not mine. It's Junaid's, so I had to borrow it for this review. I'm going to go and buy a bottle of this because I just love it. And I was reminded how much I love this one, Penhaligon's Halfeti. So another warm, spicy, but woody fragrance. I actually sprayed it right here. What was that, 30 minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
It still smells great. Great projection on this one. So 1-2 feet out, and it's going to last you 6+ hours. You don't have to put too much on this fragrance on you to have it last all day. So Penhaligon's known for its elegant fragrances for unisex fragrances. A lot of folks again say this could be unisex, male, females. But the majority of folks that I know, people I know that wear this, are males. Not because I just know more men than women, but also because it just seems that it leans more the woody, warm spiciness that males actually prefer wearing this one. And females really enjoy when their men wear this. So definitely a top compliment getter. I know we have some bergamot top notes. We do have a little rose in here, and there's a cedar base note that I really enjoy. So that's what you're getting out there. The hint of the rose, a little warm spiciness on top, and then you have woody, warm, spicy, and there's actually a little hint of oud in here. Scent in there, but I do get the warmness of it. I get the creaminess of it, get the woodiness. And so really people ask me, what this fragrance is about. I say warm, spicy, smooth, elegant fragrance. So I recommend this one, Penhaligon's. You can find this one. It's not discontinued. It's one of my favorites. And definitely during the winter time, the colder months. I know Junaid doesn't like when I say this, but I would say this is more of a colder month fragrance. But you got guys like my friend here that wear this year round and get away with it. So what do you got for us today?
So I got two of my top favorite Tom Ford fragrances, but before I get into that, I was going to comment. This fragrance is absolutely beautiful. One thing I will say about Penhaligon's Halfeti, a lot of houses try to clone this. They try to get that Penhaligon's DNA, but they have a real hard time doing it. I mean, that's something that can't be replicated, and it is really just a gorgeous fragrance. As far as my choices go, we're going to start off with my #1 favorite Tom Ford fragrance, and my #1 fragrance of all time is Tobacco Oud Intense. This fragrance literally goes everywhere with me. I own, let's just say, an undisclosed amount of bottles of this stuff. This is my favorite fragrance. And I just can't go without it. Everyone knows when this is in the air, who's wearing it? It's me. Obviously, it's Tobacco Oud's big brother, in my opinion. It's the one that I feel is more refined and finished. I do love Tobacco Oud, and I love the DNA. My younger brother, Junaid, actually put me onto that one. And so I decided to get the intense version, and it's been love ever since. As far as Tobacco Oud Intense goes, the main notes obviously are going to be the tobacco. You're going to get this really nice oud note, of course, in there, that oud accord, and then you're going to have some of the whiskey notes as well. But the thing about this fragrance is it's very, very, I get like a fruity jam in there. So I do know that there are, I believe, maybe raspberry notes that are inside of here as well. But you get like a fruity jam with tobacco, and it's just a smoky blend of deliciousness. And I will say this is probably my #1 compliment receiving fragrance. Not that I care for that, but I have received a few texts. I've gone, what did you have on this evening? Or what was that you got on? Because I really enjoy it. How do you feel about Tobacco Oud Intense as a whole?
Oh yeah, I definitely like that. I know that's somewhat your signature scent, and you wear that quite often. And so I've worn it a few times. I would say it's not something I would wear constantly, but when I do wear it, people want to know what it is. And the sad part is I have to tell them that it's a discontinued fragrance. It's hard to find. But what I get out of it all the time, especially when you wear it, is a little bit of sweetness from the tobacco. Love that. But there's a tonka bean scent in there as well. So you get the powdery.
It's a little sweet.
Yeah, so a little sweet, but that powdery, almost like it makes it smoother for me. I don't know, every time courses the oud in there, and it does, always say the smooth oud, but it's the tonka bean powder, that's the tobacco that hits you off there, and it has that warm spiciness. Yeah. So again, you wear year round.
I do wear it. I've taken it to Hawaii with me. I've taken it in the summer everywhere, and I will do 8 sprays minimum with this. But the thing is, it's not very animalic. As you would think with an intense in there, in the title of that fragrance, you would think, oh, this is going to probably be too strong. But in my opinion, it's very smooth, very well-rounded. And again, you could wear this dressed up. You could wear it in swimming shorts. It doesn't matter. Tobacco Oud Intense.
And one note on this one, there are 2. So Tobacco Oud, Tom Ford Tobacco Oud, and Tobacco Oud Intense. Different formulation, different fragrances.
Absolutely.
So people ask, like, oh, why don't you just get the Tobacco Oud instead? It's just a different fragrance. So a little more, I'd say, in your face, but in a good way. Where Tobacco Oud is just a little, I don't want to say weaker, but it does have the little scent of oud in there and a little sweetness of tobacco. There's not much else in there. I love that fragrance as well, but this one here just knocks it out of the water.
100%. And my second fragrance that I have is going to be the not so popular London from Tom Ford. Now, this fragrance is not everyone's favorite. It is a very animalic fragrance, and I don't know if you guys catch this, but I do like the real stout animalic scents. If you see me coming around and it smells like somebody was at a barn or something, it's probably me because I like the animalic fragrances. London, you're going to get a real powerful blast of cumin right off the top. And personally, I'm not a big fan of cumin as a note in itself in perfumery, but with this fragrance, there's something about it that's just really warm and very charming. A lot of people say they get like a churchy kind of vibe with the fragrance. Yeah. I know you mentioned that as well to me before. And, I smell that incense, kind of like candly warm vibes. But on the dry down, this is just absolutely sensational. London is a great scent. I actually wore it in London because I was, I told you I was going to take it with me, and I took the bottle with me. And it's got, this is the 2014 batch, or 2013, the original release. It has oak moss in it. So it is, it's got some stuff that they no longer add to the fragrances, but this is discontinued. Prices have gone up as well.
Yes, absolutely.
You tried to find a bottle, you ended up getting one, but I know it took some time.
It took some time to find it, and I actually gave, so like you said, it's not for everybody. I wore this, the animalic note was in there, and I wore it a few times. My wife didn't enjoy it that much. I enjoyed it, but it was just a little in your face for me, and I made the mistake, but no, it was for the right reason. I gave it to my brother, Austin. So I have a video, if you look on our site here on Foxhole Fragrance, I have a video where we went to Scotland, and my brother was wearing this fragrance, London, in Scotland the whole time. We were going up the tower, the William Wallace Memorial out of Stirling. And if you guys see the movie Braveheart, there's a big monument to William Wallace, Braveheart out there. And we were going up this huge spiral staircase, it was all stone, like a castle. And the people behind us, everybody started commenting. I'm like, you smell that? And I'm going, oh no, maybe it's too strong. They loved it.
Oh, wow.
And for the whole trip, Austin, my brother is getting these great compliments where I'm spraying. I had like different bottles I brought with me. Not one comment. Not, hey, what are you wearing? But him, every time we went out to a pub, every time we went out to dinner, they really enjoyed it. Now, he's a good-looking dude, so it could be that too, but he was just, also just getting compliments from everyone, including myself. I loved it. So because of that, I mentioned it to Junaid here, who wound up getting me a bottle later as a present. So Much appreciated.
You're very welcome, brother.
Love it, Fred.
Yeah, you mentioned the scent profile and him wearing it and how he was just garnering so many compliments. That's one thing about fragrances. It smells different on everybody. Probably just being out there, walking around, you know, you've got your body temperatures rising because I mean, how many flights of stairs would that have been? I mean,
oh yeah, it was pretty far up. I think we were up, 200, 300 feet.
There
I have to look at
yeah, you got a little workout there, and you're wearing
feet.
this, and I mean, like I said, the projection on this is also phenomenal.
Yes.
So that probably helps a lot. I mean, you either love it or you hate it, but you've got to give it a shot. And like all these fragrances, and especially the ones that are discontinued, like Tobacco Oud Intense in London, the prices are insane. And so if you can find a bottle and you're lucky enough to grab one, I would recommend it. I mean, there's always going to be a demand for people looking for this stuff anyway. So if you don't like it, you can always contact me or my brother Darden over here, and I'm sure we'd like to take it off your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we always say, we're not endorsing any product. We're not getting sponsored by anybody. So we say, if you find a fragrance out there, that $10 fragrance, and you love it, wear it.
Yeah,
and that's your fragrance. Don't even worry about it. You don't have to go for these $200-$300 bottles. If you're really into it and you just want to, find out some more of these different formulations that are out there, and just, it's an art for us. We really enjoy just going around and testing these out.
We spent like 30 minutes just smelling new fragrances. Yeah. I mean, this is what we do.
Like then I'd say, okay, look around and shop around by getting decants of these things. So decants are smaller, 10 mil, 5 mil, just little bottles that you can buy for 10, 20 bucks from different sellers. And that's probably the best way to do it before you drop a lot of money on one fragrance that all of a sudden a month later you don't like. So
I agree.
Go with what you want. So on that note, by the way, out of all of these, which one does Rocky like?
I gotta say, whenever I am wearing Tobacco Oud Intense, I'm not just saying that because it's my favorite fragrance. Rocky tends to like to get real close and just hide himself in my shirt. I do a couple of chest sprays, so that's probably why.
I can say that way. Yeah. And he loves apples too, so maybe anything with an apple note. Maybe
anything fruity, he's going to be in there too. Yeah, basically.
Well, we're back. Foxhole Fragrance started publishing a lot more videos, and we're going to do some faceless ones where it's not just us talking this whole time. But we're going to have some different recommendations out there. We're going to start putting the sites out that we recommend that you buy from. And you can pick anything you want, but we're trying to get you the best discounts. And like I said, we're not getting sponsored. This is all for fun for us. So please continue. Talk to your friends. Subscribe. Like this video. We're going to start pumping out some more. And again, thank you so much to my best bud over here, Junaid Hamid, who just came back from Thailand fighting over there in Muay Thai. So keep in contact with us and subscribe to us, but also watch out for this man's video, especially some of his Muay Thai stuff out there, watching unboxing. So thanks again from Foxhole Fragrance. All the best, and have a great winter break.
We'll help you fight PTSD. We bring bets together to help you.